I got my dogs here. During the summer, a lot can go wrong in the lawn. That's why so many people, both north and south, have lawns that look really rough this time of year. You know, when the temperatures get pretty hot. Oh my gosh, dogs. Okay, since I know a lot about lawn care, this dog is huge. Since I know a lot about lawn care, I thought I'd share with you guys some of the worst ideas that you could possibly do. Hey, sit down, sit. Sit. Thank you. Here, lay. Calm down. I figured I'd tell you some of the worst ideas and things that you could take action on in the middle of the summer. It doesn't matter where you live. These things are basically the worst things that you could do this time of year, during the hottest months of the year. The point here is I don't want you guys to make bad decisions. I want you guys to have the best looking lawn you possibly can year round without having to do a whole bunch of crazy things to your lawn or spend gobs of money. I don't want you messing anything up. So let's get started. All right, with the dogs put away so that I can actually talk to you, the first main problem that people run into is some sort of combination of the following. You either start mowing the lawn too often, which really only lawn care fanatics do, or you start cutting the grass too short. This is a problem that many novice lawn care owners do. Or you simply cut the grass on a regular schedule. The problem is you're using a mower, a lawnmower, with a very dull lawnmower blade. Now I have deep dive videos about all of these topics, and all of the topics in this entire video will have supplemental material linked to in the description below. So please take a look at that. But let's briefly run through those three things. If you're cutting your grass too low, then that means your daytime hot sun is hitting the ground and there's less of an insulative barrier between, let's call it the air right here, and the soil itself. So when the grass is too short, then that basically means you are cutting off most of the leaf tip and you're leaving only crowns. There's not a lot of shade to the soil itself, which means the soil under your grass gets way too hot. When it gets way too hot for a cold season grass type, then that grass type starts stressing out and it wants to go into summer dormancy. When you have a warm season grass and that soil gets really, really hot, although the grass type is fine with air temperature, the uppermost level of the soil starts drying out faster and you're going to start experiencing heat stress, which is going to make you want to water your lawn more often, and that's going to pose additional problems down the road. We don't want to be watering our lawn too often. If we're cutting our grass too frequently, especially for northern grass types, this is really only applicable to northern grass types. If you're running a cold season grass type and you're mowing your lawn too often in the middle of the summer when it's hot and dry for that particular grass type, every time you cut off that leaf blade, every time you mow the leaf blade, you actually lose a little bit of moisture and a little bit of energy goes into the repair of the mowing process. Now, cutting the grass is healthy for the lawn, but if we're trying to retain moisture in the lawn itself and retain moisture in the soil, cutting the grass too often is a little bit of a stress on grasses that aren't really trying to grow very fast, and for grasses that are trying to retain moisture in the tissues of the grass itself and the soil that it resides in. If we happen to be cutting with a dull lawnmower blade, this mower blade is very sharp. I only sharpened it, I don't know, about a week ago. If we're cutting with a dull lawnmower blade, then it's going to be fraying the leaf tips, which means there's going to be more surface damage on the tip of the blade every single time that you mow, which means you're going to lose more moisture to the atmosphere as it tries to fix itself. There's going to be more surface area for disease to enter the grass plant. And usually about a day or so after you mow with a dull mower blade, there's going to be more of a brown or gray, whitish haze to the lawn simply because of those frayed tips. As opposed to cutting it cleanly with scissors, you get this fraying action, which makes your lawn look a little bit dingy from far away. Usually you don't see this immediately after you mow. It usually happens the next day. And nobody's mowing every day, or the vast majority of people aren't mowing every day, which means that throughout the summer, your entire lawn looks a little bit dingy. So it doesn't look good, it introduces a lot more disease into your grass plant, and you end up losing a lot of extra moisture during the heat of the summer. Mowing during the summer is an art form. For cold season grasses, we tend to mow it a little bit higher and less frequently during the summer and really make sure that you have a sharp lawnmower blade. You can very easily do this in your garage. For warm season grasses, your grass is going to be growing a little bit more frequently, so you don't really want to decrease the frequency of your mowing sessions simply because the grass is growing faster. But I wouldn't really recommend cutting your grass any shorter because it actually becomes even more challenging to keep up with the growth habits of warm season grass. I really do recommend all grass types all across the nation to really raise your height of cut up just a little bit during the summer, if not a lot. Let me show you my mower blade right here so you can see how sharp it is. There you go. This mower blade was sharpened only a handful of days ago. Let me get you a good view perspective of it. This lawnmower is about 2.5 years old, as is the blade. So the blade does not look brand new, but we do have a sharp edge on it. And despite the fact that I only sharpened this about 7 to 10 days ago, this is already looking like it's needing a little bit of an extra sharpening job. I've been using this to cut a lot of these seed stems off of my perennial ryegrass. These things are pretty abrasive, and it takes the edge off a little bit quicker. Right, in addition to these 3 summer mowing issues, there's a lot that can also go wrong in the summer with other things, like watering your lawn, fertilizing your lawn, dethatching it, aerating it, trying to kill weeds, trying to prevent weeds, trying to prevent grubs, trying to grow new grass. These are just a few of the common lawn care things that people want to get involved in from mid-June all the way through August. And each one can come back to bite you if you don't consider all of the factors. The next part of this video goes into all of those topics with as little fluff as possible. If you want to hear my thoughts on those mistakes, then watch the video that's linked right up here in the corner. In that video, I go into detail in some of these advanced topics, things that people make mistakes on in the middle of the summer, and they usually do them on accident. I hope you'll join me there in that video and leave a comment down below if you like content like this. Thank you all very much for your time, and I wish you the best summer season possible.